Hi, I'm Diane Killen.
And I'm Karen Lynn.
And we're the hosts of an exciting new show called Horse Club for Women.
In all the world, there's no one else like me. I'm still the girl who reaches for her dreams, and I believe in living, yeah.
This time on Horse Club for Women, part 2 of our conversation with Karen Scholl at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo in Denver, Colorado.
So how I get people to take the leadership position is I role model something, again, we're familiar with and it's in our nature, is the mothering instinct. So when you look at a mother horse and a newborn foal, first the mother licks the foal and then she starts nipping it. And it's pretty firm until that foal gets up and survives. So there's a great example of the mare's not doing it to the foal, she's doing it for the foal for survival. So what I've taught women to do in this is deliver what I call a mama's bite. And it's just one bite.
Love that.
It's just a little nip. Because people, they'll go along and say this is the horse. They'll go along and they'll get this close and they'll go, it's not working. And I go, well, you actually have to make contact with the hair. There has to be hair touched, So if I can get them to do just one little mama's bite and then quit and then give a wave of warning and then be willing to deliver a mama's bite and take it back. Pretty soon you give that wave of warning and the horse says, okay, note to self, don't be there when the teeth get there, just like another horse would. So really what I do is help everyone examine the horse's dynamics between each other and then how do we emulate those behaviors. It's kind of working with the nature of the horse. If any woman has ever tried to have an argument with a 2-year-old, they know what I'm talking about. There's no argument with it. I mean, once we get into an argument, we've already lost, and then mommy needs to take a time out. Right. See, because our emotion gets involved. So women are very emotional creatures. So what I do in the other demos, I'll bring in different horses. So what I'm going to do is take that horse and see if I can find where the holes might be and help that horse be more confident in every situation they may encounter.
Now, how did you develop this style of leadership, if you will?
Well, it's interesting because I did not grow up with horses. I didn't get my first horse until I was in my 20s. And then my dream very quickly turned into a nightmare because it didn't look like the movies. And I went, what is wrong with this horse? And so I had this little moment where this little piece of paper blew over and she jumped into front of a moving truck. We were just going along the side of a road. And I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't know a horse would do that. So all of a sudden I said, okay, I need to pursue more knowledge. So I sought out college courses. I have a degree in equine science, and I started learning from educators that were emerging in the industry at the time. It was about 1985. I started attending courses and clinics. I attended a course with Pat Pirelli in 1989, and his system was a great system for me to learn on because it was kind of self-study, and so I took off with it. I actually became an instructor for Pat. I instructed for him for about 10 years, and when he moved to Colorado, my husband and I were the president and vice president of his corporation for many years in Pagosa Springs.
So you left the company and then you went out on your own and
it was interesting because you asked how I developed it. I really didn't have this brainstorm, oh wow, what a great niche kind of a thing. I was teaching from a woman's perspective, so I was relating it. Most of the people in my clinics were women. And so what I found after many years of teaching is that women would relate. They'd go, that's the best explanation I've ever heard. And the man standing next to her would be going,
what is she talking about?
Why are we still talking? Can we just go do this? And so it was really funny. When I started having some brochures made, the gal said, well, explain to me what you do. And I said, well, really my approach appeals to women. And women relate to it, da-da-da. And I said, it's really horsemanship for women. And she looked at me and said, well, why don't you call it that? And I said, oh, I can't call it that. That's kind of out there, What will people say? And she said, just try it. So you should just try it on for size. And you know what? It just clicked. And so
you're saying your presentation style, because you like to explain it, because as women, we like to talk. We like to talk about it. We like to
why.
explain. We like to.
We
yeah.
wanna
It's
know
like
why.
the importance is why.
Yes.
You want to make sure they have the concept, the reason behind. It's almost like they need that before they can make the actual physical steps.
Exactly. Because if you know why you are doing something, then you can buy into it. You go, okay, I can go do that. But so many times men don't want to know why, they want to know how to do something. And so oftentimes, women get frustrated trying to learn from men because men just go, just do it. And we feel at a loss and we may go do it, but we're just going through the motions and the man says, see? And we go, not really.
Well, I think when you were mentioning the mama's bite, a lot of women have a hard time bringing up maybe some physicality, getting a little
Sure.
firm with the horse. But if they understand the why,
Yes.
and also relating it back to the mama horse,
Yes.
that gives it justification. It validates what you're doing is actually part of nature.
Right.
And once they get that, it empowers them to go through the action.
And that's it.
We'll see you next time on Horse Club for Women.